Hi everybody, I'm Stefanie Mullen, aka Final Cut Steph from RampantDesignTools.com, and today I'm here to show you how to get started with Rampant's Glitch Essentials in Final Cut Pro 10. Now if you are not familiar with Rampant's Glitch Essentials, head on over to glitchessentials.com and check out these amazing 4K distortion effects for yourself. Okay, like I said before, this tutorial is all about getting started with Rampant's Glitch Essentials. In this pack, you get 120 different types of distortion effects. There are glitch effects, screen damage effects, glitch transitions, and even glitch effects for type. So basically, if you like glitch effects, we have enough glitch to keep you distorting for days. Now, one question I always get is, how do I use these in Final Cut? Is this a plugin? Do I need anything special to use these? No, you do not. These distortion effects are not a plugin and you do not need anything special to use them. We're going to import them just like any other video footage and then you are good to go. So you can totally make cool video, add your distortion today and not have to worry about anything else. So let's go ahead and start with the import. Importing is super easy. Like I already mentioned, we import the distortion just like any other video footage. And there are a couple different ways to import and you can choose whichever suits you. And before I import, I want to show you that I've downloaded all of my glitch essentials right here. I have my glitch effects, my screen damage, my transitions, and my type glitch. So everything's right there. And to import these, if I click on Final Cut, you can go to the File menu and go to Import and click on Media that way. You can click on Media here and a dialog box will pop up. Or you can highlight everything and drag them into Final Cut and drop them in and they'll import automatically. And because everything was in a folder, everything's keyworded really nicely and I love that. Okay, so, but again, choose whichever way you like. I like the drag and drop method, but if you need to import with specific options, you can do that with the dialog box and set up your project exactly how you need it. Okay, now that we have our glitches imported, I'm going to go ahead and maximize my Final Cut screen so we can see everything a little clearer. And first I want to mention that I am working in an HD timeline. This is 1920 by 1080, so we have a lot of room with our 4K glitches. They are 4K, so if you're working in HD, 2K, or 4K, you'll be good to go and you'll be able to add these to your video today, which is really, really cool. And there are a few techniques I want to show you with the Glitch Essentials. The first is going to be the easiest. Let me rewind this for you. The first is going to be the easiest, and it's going to be using blend modes, just like that. The second is going to be adding displacement to your video, and we're going to do this. I'm going to rewind this one. This is displacement. We're going to do all of that inside Final Cut. Then I'm going to show you how to use the glitch transitions, which are really, really nice. And then I'll show you how to add the distortion to your type. Okay, so lots of stuff to cover, but it's going to be some really cool techniques for you. All right, let's start with the first technique. And I'm just going to scroll down here. Here's my clip. All right, it's a really cool clip right here in a bar scene, and we want to add a distortion effect to it. So all we do is we go up to our distortion, and you can choose any one that you want. They're all going to work exactly the same way. I think I'm going to choose a distortion element from the screen damage category. I like this. It's a little more dramatic. All right, so we just grab it, drag it, and drop it. All right, so far so good. And I want to position my playhead over the clip so you can see something. Now before we do anything else, you'll see that it actually looks pretty good. Well, what you're seeing is the glitch effects come with an alpha channel built in, so they're automatically going to allow your footage to show through. However, with that being said, you could be finished here and you could be good to go and you could move on. But I highly recommend changing your blend mode to make this blend into your video a lot better. So to do that, we're going to click on our effect. We're going to come up to our inspector. We're going to change the blend mode from normal to screen. All right, see how that looks a lot better? And if I roll that through, you'll be able to see this overlay in effect. All right, so that looks really, really cool to me. I love the way it looks, and that's really easy. And that's the very first technique. Drag, drop, overlay. Pretty simple, right? Instant glitch. Now the other thing I want to point out before we move on is that the glitch effects are 4K. Right now we're not seeing that 4K size because everything's being fit in here by Final Cut. If you want to use the glitch in a larger size, to do that, all you have to do is go back to your inspector, go down to the spatial conform box and change the fill from fit to none. Okay, do you see how that got bigger? Back to fit. Back to none. By putting it on none, you're putting it in the native 4K size, and now you can play around with things like positioning, so you have a lot of room to play. Just there's the frame line. I mean, that's a lot of room, right? You can also play with the scale, so you can basically get these to the exact position that you want for your video. Because like this, maybe this is too much or too little or whatever you want. The 4K size is going to allow you to play a lot. Now I'm going to put this back on fit. And I'm going to put everything back to 0 because I like the way it was. So let's just get everything back. Okay. So yeah, there's our technique number 1, overlay. And that's really, really, really simple. Now let's talk about adding displacement. And this is going to be technique number 2. So how do we add displacement to our video inside Final Cut without going to Motion or using a plugin or using anything else? Well, let me show you how to do that. So I want to keep this exact same video clip. So I'm going to Option and drag it so that we can copy it. You're going to add your glitch effect the exact same way. So come up here. I'm going to grab the same one. You drag it down and you drop it. All right. So far, it's the exact same as the overlay, right? All right, now we have to set up our project here a little different from the overlay. Right here, we only had 2 layers. Now we have to set this up a little bit different. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a copy. We're going to make a copy of our video layer, and we're going to make a copy of our effect layer. So hold down Option, drag up, very simple. Click on your video layer, hold down Option, drag up. Let's put it under here just to keep everything really nice and neat. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually turn off this very top effect in my very bottom video layer. This is going to help illustrate what we are about to do. So I'm going to click on it and click V, and click on this and click V. So now we only have the 2 clips in the middle that are on. Okay. Now let's click on our effect that's still visible right here. And we're going to go up to the inspector. I'm going to move my playhead so you can see what's about to happen. We're going to click on this, come to the inspector, and we're going to change the blend mode. But instead of changing it to screen this time, we're actually going to change it to stencil alpha. Now by doing this, we are basically turning our glitch effect into a matte, and we are pushing our video layer through the glitch. So if I move this around, you'll see that the glitch is covering and only the video is showing through on the lighter parts of the glitch effect. That's really cool. Okay, in the next step, we have to create a compound clip. We're going to create a compound clip of this new glitch effect with our video effect. All right, so this is going to allow us to manipulate our video within the compound clip without affecting anything below it. So let's go ahead and select everything. We're going to right click and we're going to say new compound clip. And you're going to get a dialog box that pops up. You can name your compound clip whatever you like. I'm going to keep it with the default and just click OK. All right, so far so good. Pretty easy. We've just created our clips and made a compound clip from our thing, our two effects of video layer. So now what we have to do is we want to cut away all this excess video, and we want to cut away all this excess video. We want to keep that to be the normal, right? So I'm going to bring up my blade tool, and I'm going to use my extra effect up here as my guide. So I'm going to click blade there, and I'm going to click blade there. Now I'm going to bring back up my arrow tool. I'm going to select both of these layers here. Select both of them, and I'm going to click V, and so that they both disable. So right now all I have enabled is the clip with the alpha glitch on it. You see that? Now we can turn back on this clip just like this. You're not going to be able to see anything right this second, but just give me 1 second and you will. Now we're going to add the displacement, and this is where it gets fun. So all you need to do to add the displacement is to double click on our compound clip, which is going to bring up our little timeline inside the timeline. And now I need to click on, move this over here a little. Now I want to click on the video. Make sure your video is selected. If your effect is selected, then you'll change the effect. We don't want to change the effect. We want to just change the video. So after I click on my effect, I can go back to my inspector and I can play. I can scale it up. I can move the position. You can do whatever you want to do here. You can rotate it. You can basically, whatever you can imagine you can do. Now to see what you've done, if you go back here, and you highlight there, see how everything's been, how it's been displaced. So you have it's scaled up, and it's moved to the X is moved to the left, and it's moved up. So now if we play this through, see that? You actually just created displacement using those glitch effects. That's so cool. I'm gonna rewind it one more time so you can see it. Look at that. Really cool displacement. Now you could stop here because it looks awesome, right? It looks really, really cool, but there is one more thing you can add to finish off your look, and that's by turning the second effect back on. So if we go ahead and click on our second effect, press V, and there is our overlay coming on. Now if I rewind this, let me show you what it looks like. Okay, so there's the effect. Now for me, the effect, the second glitch effect is a little bit too strong. So what I want to do is, first of all, right now it's too strong because I haven't changed the blend mode. So I'm going to change the blend mode from normal to screen. Okay, you're going to be able to see it a little bit better. So if I roll that through and play that, all right, so you can see it right there, but it's still a little too strong. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the inspector and bring down the opacity just a bit. So it's just faintly on there. It's like 18% I have on my clip. Now let me roll that back, play that through, and there you go. Look at that. Play that through again. Was that not the coolest glitch technique ever? We just displaced glitch inside Final Cut and we didn't have to go anywhere else or add a plugin. These are with all the native tools using these amazing effects from Rampant. I love it. So easy. All right, now we're going to move on to technique number 3, and that's using the glitch transitions. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab one of these little gaps. I'm going to put another gap here so we have a separation between our clips. All right, and here are our clips right here. We have this DJ's dance party going from the DJ to this girl dancing. Okay, and we want to add a distortion, or we want to add a distortion, we want to add a distortion transition right here at our cut point. See that? All right. You do the exact same thing that we did in techniques 1 and 2 for these for the transitions as well. So let's go to our transitions. Here's all of our transitions, and there are a ton to choose from. I like this. Let's choose this one because it's crazy, right? It's super crazy. So you grab it, you drag it, and you drop it down just like that. It's very, very simple. And I'm going to move it over here because I want to show you something. With all of my transitions, I like to find the point that I want to transition, like it usually is the brightest point or the point that I want to go from A to B. So I just kind of scroll through here and I'm like, okay, well, I like that one. So let's go to that frame, and I like to put a mark. And I just press M. And so this mark is going to line up on my edit point. So it's real easy, just like that. Okay. Now, the first way you can do this is you can go up and you can change the blend mode from normal to screen, just like we did in the very first technique. Rewind that, play it through, and it's perfect. It's done, right? That is a fantastic glitch transition, no problem. So you could stop there, or you could add displacement like we just did in technique number 2 as well. Let's go ahead and do that. So this is the first way. This is just using an overlay. Now let's go ahead and copy all of our, let's make a completely new video here. Now we have the same video over here. Now let's do the same thing, and I'm actually just going to copy this same exact transition. Okay, so we already have the mode on there. Remember I told you first we have to set up our timeline before we start doing anything else. So first of all, let's make a copy of our effect, and then we want to make a copy of our video. Okay, just like that. And we want to turn our top one off, and we want to turn our bottom layers off as well. Okay, everybody's with me so far. Now we get to start adding the distortion. First of all, we have to click on our effect, go to our inspector, change the blend mode to stencil alpha. That's very first. And then all we're going to do is we're going to take all of this and we're going to put it into a compound clip. And it doesn't matter what you name it whatever you want. And now we bring up the blade tool, and we're going to blade exactly using our effect, our second effect as a guide, just like that. And then we're going to turn these 2 off. All right. And then let's turn back on this bottom layer. Very easy. Now we get to actually come in here and do some of the displacement on our clip, right? So double click. Make sure we click on our videos. Now, I think you should be able to affect both of these at the same time. If you can't, you might have to do one at a time. Let's go ahead and try both. So maybe we want to do scale. Maybe we don't want them to be the same. Maybe we want it to be a little bit different. So let's not make it even, right? We don't want it to be uniform. We want it to be glitchy. So let's just move it all around. Let's choose both of our, oops, maybe you'll see it. Choose both of our video clips. All right, if we go back to our original timeline, you'll be able to see there, right here, you see the glitch. Okay, isn't that cool? All right, so we can rewind that and look at what we've done. All right, and again, you could leave it like that, which looks really super cool. We've distorted the footage below it. Or you can add on the actual glitch effect on top by re-enabling that. Make sure it's on screen. If it is on screen, it's still too bright, dial it back. We're going to dial it back probably a lot, probably to like maybe 8%. And let's play that through. See that? That looks awesome. I love it. So maybe we want a little bit more of the glitch effect coming through, overlaying. Look at that. Oh, that is lovely. So great. And here's a tip for you, what you can do. You can also start stacking these and create even more displacement. So what if I see how you can see, especially on the girl's hair here, she's displaced here. All you need to do is copy that effect, double click it. Now you can go back in here and maybe you want to make her even bigger and bring her down a little, just like that. And if we go back, Now you will see that there are 3 of her. There's one here, there's one here, so there's all over the place. So you can get wild and crazy on this. So if we let this roll through, all right, see that? That is awesome. I love it. I love the way it looks, and you're doing all the displacement inside Final Cut. That is amazing. Okay, so we've done overlaying, we've done displacement, and now we've done transitions as an overlay and displacement both. Okay, so let's go on to technique number 4. So I'm just going to make another gap here at the end. And this is all about titles, and using titles is super, super easy. So first, let's go to our title tool in Final Cut. And we're going to click, I want to do a very basic title. Grab my basic title, drag it down, put it in my timeline. Let's change our title to, I don't know, Final Cut Steph. And let's go ahead and change the font to something fun. I like, my favorite font is Babus New, so let's go ahead and find that on there. There it is. And let's make the size a little bit larger so we can all see it. All right, so I just made a basic title that's really, really simple. Now let's go back to our effects. And here's our type glitch. And there are all kinds of different things. And basically the type glitch is centered in the middle for your text. And well, that one's pretty cool. What do you think about that one? That one's really nice. So let's go ahead and grab that and drag it down. Okay, so if you look here, there's our glitch and it's over top of our type. And we can move our glitch around. So if I want it to be a little bit more. Also remember, this is being fit. This is not 4K, so you can make it bigger. You can make it super big. Okay. Actually, let's do super big. We haven't done the 4K size. Let's use the 4K size. Let's scale it down a little bit more. Why not? Let's get crazy. All right. So the first thing is the overlay. You can use this exactly like we did. You can change this from normal to screen. Rewind that. Okay. So looks pretty cool, but it doesn't have the same effect as the displacement, right? So let's go ahead and add the displacement next. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the exact same technique. Let's copy this, copy our video layer just like that. We're going to turn our top effect off, and we're going to turn our bottom video layer off. So now we're just working with these 2 in the middle. Okay. Now we click on our effect, our glitch effect, come up to the inspector, change our blend mode from normal or screen to alpha. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put all of these together and we're going to compound them just like that. Say okay with the title. And now then that very last thing is we have to just cut these off so that it's only working with, and we want to turn these off. Okay. So now we have our glitch. If we go in here, grab our title, now we can work with the video portion. So maybe we want to scale it up. You can see it starting to affect it there. Maybe we want to move it up a little bit. Let's go back and see what we have. So now if we turn this back on, now you'll see that we have this really cool effect. All right. And actually, let's start again. I don't really like that effect, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. Let's find a different kind of glitch. That glitch didn't really work so well. Let's try this one. Let's go ahead and add it back. And there's our glitch effect. And let's go ahead and make our copies, just like I did before. And we're going to turn the top one off, turn the bottom one off, change the blend mode from our effect from normal to stencil alpha, just like that. See, I like how that's coming through a little bit better. And let's make this a compound clip. Bring up our blade tool after we say okay, and we need to cut off just where our effect is. And I'm going to go back to my arrow tool, click on my first and my last, turn those off. Let's turn this back on. And now, oops, we can turn that one off. So now if we look at this, if we go in here, click on our title tool, now we can affect maybe we don't want it to be so large. And if we go back here, we roll that back. Oh, look at that. That looks really cool. Oh, it looks so neat. All right, see how it's flashing? So cool. All right, and now if I turn on my other layer, and maybe I don't want it to be so bright, I want to turn down the opacity just a little bit. And now if I roll that through, now I've got an effect on my type, which is so awesome. And if I get rid of these, which you don't actually need these, I can now copy this and I can move it around, make sure it's the correct direction. And now we've got, oh, it looks so cool. Look at that. And again, you can stack these, you can put other stuff on top of it, and it's awesome. It's so amazing. I mean, it's so easy to add displacement and the glitch effect inside of Final Cut and you're finished. So nice. And now you know all you have to know about how to add distortion to your video in Final Cut with Rampant's Glitch Essentials. I hope you found this tutorial helpful, and speaking of tutorials, if you're looking for more FCPX tutorials, head on over to fcpxtips.net or check the links in the description of this video. As always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or tutorial requests, please leave it in the comments section below. Also, please make sure you click on that R logo in the lower right-hand corner and subscribe to our channel. You definitely do not want to miss all the training and content Rampant has to offer. And please make sure to like and share this video with your friends. Until next time, I'm Stefanie Mullen, aka Final Cut Steph from Rampant Design. Thanks for watching. Bye!